Welcome to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. Here are the stories that we're following today, June 18, 2013. In international news, Nelson Mandela's wife thanks well-wishers. Judge says jury in the Zimmerman trial is to be anonymous for now. China asked the U.S. to explain internet surveillance. And also in the U.S., the youngest death row inmate is free after 28 years. In sports, Smith to lead West Indies A in T20s against Sri Lanka A. The Jamaican diaspora backs Veronica Campbell-Brown and calls for facts before condemnation. Hall and Simpson wants to coach the Reggae Boys. National footballer wanted by police returns to St. Vincent. And in entertainment, school to be renamed after reggae legend Bob Marley. In Barbados, no Lil Rick. And in Trinidad and Tobago, DJ Dog Eat Slaughter gets $5,000 bail. Details on these headlines and more when we return. Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. This segment of the news is sponsored by Total Caribbean Network. In international news, the wife of Nelson Mandela, Greka Marshall, has thanked the thousands of people around the world who have wished him well during his hospital stay. She said the messages had lightened the burden of anxiety and brought love, comfort, and hope. Mr. Mandela, 94, is making a sustained recovery but remains in a serious condition, President Jacob Zuma said. South Africa's first black president is in the hospital for the third time this year. He's revered for leading the fight against white minority rule and then preaching reconciliation despite being imprisoned for 27 years. He left power after 5 years as president. Ms. Marshall has been at her husband's bedside regularly since he was taken to the hospital on 8th of June with the recurrence of a lung infection. He remains in intensive care. Ms. Marshall said the world has stood with him, making a difference to him in his healing. And she says our gratitude is difficult to express. The identities of jurors in the trial of former neighborhood watchman George Zimmerman will remain anonymous for an unspecified period after a verdict is handed down in the case, the judge ruled on Monday. The decision by Circuit Court Judge Deborah Nelson came after jury selection in the trial resumed for a second week, and lawyers continue to try to identify jurors who have heard little about the fatal shooting of unarmed black teenager Trayvon Martin. Nelson did not say when she will decide the jurors' names might be made public. Mark O'Mara, a lawyer for Zimmerman, argued that the names should be kept confidential for 6 months following the trial. China made its first substantive comments on Monday to reports of U.S. surveillance of the Internet, demanding that Washington explain its monitoring programs to the international community. Several nations, including U.S. allies, have reacted angrily to revelations by an ex-CIA employee over a week ago that U.S. authorities had tapped the servers of Internet companies for personal data. And I quote, "We believe the United States should pay attention to the international community's concerns and demands and give the international community the necessary explanation," Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hu Chongwing said in a daily briefing. The Chinese government has previously not commented directly on the case, simply repeating the government's standard line that China is one of the world's biggest victims of hacking attacks. A senior source with ties to the Communist Party leadership said Beijing was reluctant to jeopardize recently improved ties with Washington. Snowden told the South China Morning Post, Hong Kong's main English language newspaper, last week that Americans had spied extensively on targets in China and Hong Kong. He said these included the Chinese University of Hong Kong, the site of an exchange which handles nearly all the city's domestic web traffic. Other alleged targets included government officials, businesses, and students. A woman who became America's youngest death row inmate has been released after 28 years behind bars. Paula Cooper left the state prison quietly in a state vehicle and wearing donated clothing, Department of Corrections spokesman Doug Garrison said. Her sentence for the knife murder of a Bible teacher had enraged human rights activists and drew a plea for clemency from Pope John Paul II. The Indiana prison gave the now 43-year-old woman $75 to help her make a fresh start. When asked where Cooper was being taken, Garrison said, "We have something arranged, but that's not something I can talk about." Cooper was 15 when she used a butcher's knife to cut Ruth Pelk 33 times during a robbery. Her 3 companions received lighter sentences, but Cooper confessed to the killing. Shortly after she was sentenced, it was ruled that young people who were under 16 when they committed a crime could not be sentenced to death. Indiana legislators passed a state law raising the minimum age limit for execution from 10 years to 16, and in 1988 the state's high court set Cooper's death sentence aside. Instead, she was ordered her to serve 60 years in prison. In 2005, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional to execute anyone who is younger than 18 years when they commit an offense. Cooper's sentence was reduced due to her behavior in prison, where she earned a bachelor's degree. She will remain on parole for a few years, Garrison says. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. We will be right back.
5 million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
Stop the music! It's week 2 of our used car blowout month, and this week it's guaranteed credit approval. If we can't show you how to get approved, that car is on us. Log on now. GrecoAuto.com.
Since we announced Sign and Drive with 0 out of pocket and low monthly payments, cars been flying out of Bronx Honda at a record pace. Whoa! New Accord with 0 out of pocket for $249 a month, or new Civics just $199 per month, or save thousands with 0% financing. You never had to leave the Bronx to get the best price on the Honda. Bronx Honda guarantees the lowest price in the Bronx. Bronx Honda, East Tremont Avenue. Visit BronxHonda.com.
I can't believe your mom let you take your car out. This is awesome.
It's time to grow up.
You're crazy.
Little while
Faster, go faster. Stop.
It'll all be alright.
I raised my son to be careful,
Hey, sweetie.
but just to be safe,
So don't you worry.
I got a Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Coleman Subaru, 1710 North Alden Avenue, Ewing, New Jersey, or colemansubaru.com.
Welcome back to Can. This segment is sponsored by Leica Mobile. In sports, West Indies batsman Dwayne Smith would lead the West Indies A team against Sri Lanka A team in 2 T20 matches this week at Arnos Vale in St. Vincent. Smith, a prolific scorer in the just-ended Indian Premier League, is one of 4 members of the West Indies World T20 champion team named on the regional A team for the series. The others are Lendl Simmons, all-rounder Andre Russell, and leg spinner Samuel Badri, who were part of the squad which beat Sri Lanka to win the prestigious ICC World T20 trophy at the R. Premadasa Stadium last October. The quartet will form the main part of the Windies A team when the matches are played on Tuesday and Wednesday. First ball in both matches is at 2 p.m. The Jamaican diaspora on Sunday night reacted with shock to the positive drug test of Olympic champion Veronica Campbell-Brown, but gave her support with the hope her name would be cleared. Meeting in Montego Bay for the 5th staging of the biennial Jamaican Diaspora Conference, the overseas-based Jamaican said persons should await the facts before condemning the athlete who has over the years represented the country with distinction. Harold Mignot of Philadelphia and also a former Diaspora Advisory Board member for the Northeast USA, said too that it was too early to make a judgment. Philip Maskell, director of the Jamaica Diaspora Canada Foundation, says, "I think Jamaicans are too quick to condemn others." On Saturday, President of the Jamaica Olympic Association, Mike Fennell, pleaded with the public and the media in particular not to jump the gun over the positive drug test. According to a source, she could receive a 3-month ban or even a public reprimand. Two of the heroes from Jamaica's lone voyage to the World Cup finals, France 98, are putting themselves forward to fill the vacant post of head coach of the national senior team, following the resignation of Theodore Whitmore last week. The England-based duo of Fitzroy Simpson and Paul Hall would like the opportunity to jointly coach the team, with the former deeming embarrassing the fact that the country's senior team has not made it back to football's greatest showpiece since France. The 43-year-old is backing himself and 40-year-old Hall to turn the fortunes of the country around. And I quote, "We would have to bring a passion and drive to achieve. I'm not saying that other coaches didn't have it, but something is obviously not working," Simpson argued. He says, "I am not questioning any of the coaches. I'm just stating what we can bring to the table." Simpson concedes that it will be very difficult to qualify the country for the next World Cup, given the team's current position at the foot of the hexagonal on 2 points from 6 games. He, however, believes that the playoff spot is still within reach, and if not, there is the next campaign. In St. Vincent, national footballer Dwayne Sandy, wanted by police for allegedly robbing a postal employee and shooting a police officer last week, returned there Monday on a flight from neighboring Grenada. Sandy was escorted by attorney Grant Connell, who later told reporters his services were retained a few days ago with the specific purpose of returning Sandy to that country. He said his client was innocent. Sandy was met on arrival at the E.T. Joshua Airport by several police officers from the Criminal Investigations Unit, placed in an unmarked police vehicle and whisked away. Police had earlier described Sandy as being armed and dangerous. Police Constable Jolene Jack was shot 3 times as he sought to assist an unidentified employee of the Postal Corporation who was robbed of an estimated 100,000 EC dollars last Thursday in the capital. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. We will be right back.
Million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
Stop the music! It's week 2 of our used car blowout month, and this week it's guaranteed credit approval. If we can't show you how to get approved, that car is on us. Log on now. GrecoAuto.com.
Welcome back to Cannes. This segment is sponsored by TravelSpan Vacations. And in entertainment, local sources have reported that the government has taken steps to name a school after reggae legend Bob Marley. At the Jamaica House press briefing, it is said that the Stephanie Primary and Junior High School in St. Anne is to be renamed in Marley's honor. The school was selected as Bob is a past student of the institution. Reports are that for years the school has been benefiting from charitable efforts of the Bob Marley Foundation, and the Cabinet's decision has been endorsed by members of the community and the foundation. However, for years there has been a local and international campaign for Bob Marley to be named as a national hero, the country's highest honor. It is unclear if this title will be bestowed on him. One of Barbados' most popular and entertaining artists will not be competing in any of this year's Crop Over Festival events. Ricky Lil Rick Reed announced to hundreds of partygoers at Brewster's Road Crew's first fete for the season that he would be sitting out this year's contest. Instead, the artist, who has released music every crop over since he first came on the calypso scene in 1997, said he would stage a Lil Rick in concert show with his friends for his supporters. The show will be held on Saturday, the 3rd of August. In Trinidad and Tobago, disc jockey Derek Pereira, also known as Dog Eat Slaughter, charged with assaulting his wife, was granted $5,000 bail today. Pereira appeared before a Port of Spain magistrate court today. He was arrested on Friday night at the Belmont police station, where he had gone to make a report against the woman. Officers said the couple had an argument over Pereira's non-payment of child support prior. During the argument, police said Pereira struck the woman several times about the body. She later went to the police station and made a report on the incident. You are watching CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. Stay tuned.
Since we announced Sign and Drive with zero out of pocket and low monthly payments, cars been flying out of Bronx Honda at a record pace. Whoa! New Accord with zero out of pocket for $249 a month, or new Civics just $199 per month, or save thousands with 0% financing. You never had to leave the Bronx to get the best price on the Honda. Bronx Honda guarantees the lowest price in the Bronx. Bronx Honda, East Tremont Avenue. Visit BronxHonda.com.
I can't believe your mom let you take your car out. This is awesome.
It's time to grow up.
You're crazy.
Little wildflower.
Go faster. Stop.
It'll all be alright.
I raised my son to be careful,
Hey, sweetie.
but just to be safe,
So don't you worry.
I got a Subaru.
Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Coleman Subaru, 1710 North Alden Avenue, Ewing, New Jersey, or ColemanSubaru.com.